everybody. Welcome back to another week here on the Remi Review. I want to talk just very briefly about the contest. We have a contest on the show. If you can guess when this show will stop airing, you're going to get your name on the Remi Domination plaque. And just to show you here, we now have two names on the Remi plaque. We have last week's guest, who was James Pugh, and we have a viewer, Mark L., who's made his name. We're protecting your anonymity, Mark. Now, how do you get on the domination plaque then? Now, see, a little bit of journalistic integrity needs to come out here. If you watched last week's show, I proclaimed James the winner of the contest at the end. See, guests always have to compete with me in some sort of contest, and if they win, they get their name on the plaque. We had a contest, and we cut it short. And I just declared James the winner. But you know, this is not a show where that kind of thing is going to happen. We are all about honesty here. So James did not get his name onto the plaque because of that game. He got his name on the plaque because this is his studio. So I mean, you want to dominate Remi, you know, present him with a better place than he can provide himself. The reason why viewer Mark L made his way onto the plaque, it's all about dominating Remi. And if you give me a suggestion that's better than what I was planning to do, then you've managed to dominate your way onto the show. And I'm glad when you do it. You're probably wondering why I'm not wearing a shirt. It has to do with this week's topic, which is transparency. Basically, I'm making the point that if the Canadian government wants my privacy, here it is. You can have it. Okay. I'm going to put a shirt on. More difficult than you might think to put on a tie and a webcam. World. Okay, that's better. The government wants you to be more transparent and for them to be less transparent. And really, it should be the other way around. Yeah, Remi. Examples of this, the government fires whistleblowers if they say something bad. There's less public access, less public debate over bills. They pass these bills and just send them through without even talking to the public about it. They ended the long census, so we can't even get a decent report on how the government is doing because we can't see the statistics about the population anymore. Of course, the bank bailout, 1/15 of our total money supply. And we didn't hear about it. We have the spy bill, of course. This is where the phone company will be required to keep a track for a year of every IP address you've had. So as you're moving around carrying your cell phone, the phone company is keeping track of your IP addresses, which are linked to the cell phone towers, which means they know everywhere you've been for a year. Everywhere. Fully tracked your movements. And worse, we're going to store this info in a centralized location and have it accessible at all these different police stations, meaning hackers are easily going to be able to get in there and tell where any Canadian is at any point in time based on these IP records. And Quebec this week passed Bill C-78, arrested 650 protesters yesterday because they walked the wrong way. You walked the wrong route. That's illegal. You can't walk here. And it happened because they weren't transparent enough. You have to inform the police 8 hours ahead of time to let them know, hey, we're going to have 50 people out on the street for this event. Now, the police have the right to move your event. So you put those two pieces together and you're essentially asking for a permit to protest. Yeah! And it's backwards. These people work for us. The government, these politicians that get elected, they work for us. They are our employees. So let's start treating them like employees. You look at Tim Hortons, okay? You have your people in there, they're serving the coffees, they're serving the donuts. There's a camera, there's lots of cameras actually, pointed up in the corners of the franchise, but they're not pointed at customers, they're pointed straight at the employees. Well, why can't we do the same thing with our employees? Let's point a camera straight at our Prime Minister and it stays there. You need accountability from the people who are working for you. Now, let's look at some other people that might do a job for us under our expense. Consider the bus driver. Within the constraints of driving the bus, we want this bus driver to be absolutely transparent. We want him to have a proper license. We want him to prove that he can maintain that proper license. We don't want him secretly taking us on a route that isn't scheduled. No, we want the bus driver, while he's driving the bus, to be very transparent. How about a lawyer? A lawyer can't just go out and represent you but not tell you what it is that he's doing. That would be flat out illegal. Why can't we expect our elected politicians to be constantly visible and accountable and transparent in every way? We make their cell phones public so that you can just tune into the Stephen Harper channel and hear whatever is happening on his cell phone at any time. How about we hire a cameraman to walk around and film him constantly wherever he goes? How about we have him wear a tracking bug so that there's no point in time where the Prime Minister can go somewhere that isn't recorded and accessible to the population, so that we can see every meeting he's gone to. We can see everyone he spoke to. Every single time he represents us, it's reported back. A church can expect its priests to make sacrifices to get into the priesthood. Why can't politicians make sacrifices to become our elected authority?
Yeah, Remi.
There's no shortage of intelligent, capable people out there who would be willing to make the sacrifice of their own privacy in exchange for being given the authority of our nation. And we'll find them. And you know what? If people like Stephen Harper don't want to run, excellent. We don't want people like that. We want transparent people. We want people who are willing to sacrifice for the good of our country. Okay, this is the news fail.
News fail.
Now, you could take the same news story, and I'm sure it's worse elsewhere than the CBC, but I'm picking on the CBC this week. They've called the massive protests in Quebec. Still, they're calling it the tuition crisis. Tuition crisis. We're told over and over in the media that this is about tuition, that there's 250,000 students in the street complaining that their tuition is too high. There are 250,000 students enrolled in all universities in Quebec. 250,000. Last weekend at the protest, they had 250,000 people on the street. There's no way that every single student in the province of Quebec was out for that protest. No, you've got other people. You've got regular people, working people, young, old. There's all kinds of people going to this protest. This is not a tuition crisis. This is a liberty and democracy crisis. People don't go out into the streets and start freaking out and yelling because of money. Look at the rail workers. They're out on strike. Are they striking over money? Of course not. They're striking over pensions and fatigue management. And they're the people who drive hundreds of thousands of liters of dangerous chemicals through the hearts of our cities. I want them to get their fatigue management. Please, relent to the union. Let them have fatigue management.
Consume.
Okay. So now we're going to review the product suggested by viewer Mark L. It was a little difficult to find this. I had to look around. It wasn't in the candy section. It wasn't in the adult candy section, you know, like the spearmint gum or whatever. It was in the fake candy that you put in your kid's lunch. You know, that other candy row. The candy will say fruit and things on them, but really it's just candy. We got some. They are the fruit gushers. So we're gonna try this out. I've never actually even tried one of these. Mystery. It's a mystery flavor. Guess the flavor. Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's a bunch of fucked up chemicals. But anyway, let's have a look at that. Have a look. Hold on. sugar, golden sugar, corn syrup, modified corn syrup, cornstarch, fructose, dimethyl polysiloxane formulation, and natural flavor. You see when they put natural flavor, it's just it's the same as when they put flavor, 50 chemicals, 100 chemicals, whatever the hell they want. They can jam in there under natural flavor. Natural flavor and flavor can be the exact same chemicals. It's just the process by which they produce those chemicals. So I guess with the fruit gusher, you get a mystery toxic gush of chemicals will come out at you. We're going to give it a go. I'm going to try this. Yeah, there's nothing. There's no gush here. You call them dribblers or something. Maybe squishos. How about you send some squishos with your kid to school? So anyway, I'm just gonna do a little bit of a hammer test. There it is. This is the gushing flow of liquid that you will get from a gusher. I just thought I would maybe put this up against a similar product. This is a burst. So that was a gusher, and now we have a burst. Why do you want to eat things that say words like this? Like gusher makes me think of a sewer pipe, or maybe a river that's overflowing. Neither of which are things I'd want to consume. Or a burst. You know, I don't want bursting things near my face. We're going to give this a smack. See what happens. It's it bursting out. Give it another good whack. Suggest something to Remi, and you might very well get your name on the Remi Dominaton plaque. So get in there while you can with your ideas for the show or your suggestions for when the show will end. Did I mention this earlier? The contest is now, this is a weekend show. I'm not guaranteeing that this show is going to come out on Fridays. We're still going to film it on Fridays, but it's not going to come out Friday. So Sunday midnight is the cutoff. If you haven't seen the show by Sunday midnight and you've sent me an email at remistevens@remistevens.com and you've picked the weekend where the show will stop airing, you're going to get your name on the Remi Dominaton plaque. So get in there while you... Culture. Come on. Ooh, dance. Not much of a Boogie Wonderland permissible in Canada right now. Not much boogieing at all. Wonderland. Nope. Can't think of any way to relate this to anything of significance. Remi performing again. Something by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now I'd like something a little bit more exciting. I'm Jim Smetchland. I don't think I'm going to get that today. I'm going to get Remi Stevens performing